The Energy Minister Chris Bowen, well, he says Labor's landslide election win proves the silent majority backs renewables and the rollout that's going on. Live to Trudy McIntosh. Trudy, also a swipe at the coalition and the contemplation, I guess more so from the Nats walking away from net zero.
Yeah, Chris Bowen today arguing that the climate wars are well and truly on if the coalition does decide to abandon the net zero emissions target by 2050. At the moment, it remains bipartisan. Before the election under Peter Dutton, this was coalition policy. But in the wake of the landslide election defeat, the Nationals in particular under Matt Canavan agitating for a dramatic rethink to completely abandon that net zero approach. The Liberals under new leadership of Susan Lee and Ted O'Brien saying that everything is under review, nuclear power, but also net zero, that they have not come to a settled position on that, and they need to have these discussions both internally within the party and also externally to see if there's lessons to be learnt from the thumping election loss. Chris Bowen today was touring a site here in Canberra about batteries, part of Labor's continual rollout of renewables. He has ridiculed the coalition's approach.
The approach that we are taking is there's no captain's call, there's no vice captain's call. We will not be preempting any policy stance.
Net zero is just, by 2050, is not a policy, it's the bare minimum framework you have to work under. And if Susan Lee is saying that's up for review, I mean, she might as well say the sun coming up tomorrow is up for review or the sky being blue is up for review. It's the basic framework.
Chris Bowen has faced opposition in the rollout of renewables across the country. One big issue in the campaign was offshore wind sites. Have a look at the map of the sites where these are being proposed in areas around the country. Now, Chris Bowen says the election victory a few weekends back is justification for pushing forward. He points to the swings that Labor had in some of the crucial marginal seats that will be impacted here. Think of Patterson, Whitlam, Gilmore, just to name three in New South Wales. He says those swings show that the silent majority, in fact, not only back offshore wind projects, but back renewables more broadly.
Well, what we will do is implement what we took the election, which is the 6 zones. Despite some of the rhetoric and the argy-bargy, there was a swing to the Labor Party pretty much in every offshore wind seat. I take that as well as an endorsement, as I said in an op-ed today, by the silent majority to say, keep going, get on with the job.
The next big target for this government, Tom, is the 2035 emissions target. That was pushed beyond the election as a decision. Chris Bowen saying today he still doesn't have that advice from the Climate Change Authority, wasn't able to give a timeline on when that will come and how long after they get the advice before we get an answer on the new target.